right, let's get right into one of my favorite shots, the basic double leg. Very, very powerful shot, very effective. I'm going to start here once again. We're in our stance, getting ready to wrestle. Now, the first thing that I must always take note of is which leg my partner has forward, okay? In this case, Professor Raphael has his right leg forward, so I'm going to attack the right side. I wouldn't attack the back side. It's too far away, and the angle is not in my favor. This one is much closer, and the angle is far more in my favor. The next thing I establish is my distance away, okay? So we're here in our stance. I always say, especially starting out, to drill the basic double leg to be about an arm's length distance away, okay? Anything further than that is me telegraphing the shot. Professor Raphael is going to be able to see it, sprawl, and avoid the shot. And if I'm in too close, it can be kind of the same thing. So for the basic double leg, without getting into any setups yet, arm's length distance away in our stance. Okay, now the very first thing I'm going to do once we've established this part is take a nice deep penetration step here forward with my lead leg. Okay, I want you to notice my back leg does not move. I do not step up and then go. Okay, I try to establish distance at the beginning, and then the only thing that moves is my front leg for my powerful penetration step. Okay, I like to get it as nice and deep as possible. Usually a good measuring tool is right about foot to foot. From here, I'm going to begin to change my levels at the same time as I take my penetration step and drive all the way through, driving my knee towards the mat. As I drive in, I'm going to wrap his legs right around his thighs, and I'm going to try to lock my hands together, my trail leg coming up, all the while, once again, keeping my shoulder pinned right up against my jaw to help avoid the guillotines, okay? The other thing that I could do here, if I'm not able to wrap and lock my hands around his legs, then I will kind of just lace them around his calves, okay? So one more time. In a good stance, I've established the distance here. Very first thing I'm going to do, nice deep penetration step, begin to change my levels, drive all the way through, okay? Keeping my shoulder up against my chin, locking my hands. If I can't lock my hands, I lace the calves, trail leg comes up. The very next thing I'm going to do, one of the most important steps of the double leg shot, is explode off the knee that's on the mat. So as soon as my trail leg plants, I'm going to explode at an angle coming off my knee. Now, using my head and my legs, I'm going to drive at an angle going that way, and my arms are going to take his legs out, going the opposite direction here, and I just shuffle until he falls. Just like this. I stay connected to him the whole time as I go down, keeping the legs wrapped. I keep my shoulder right on top of his stomach, driving my right arm into his hip, because I expect him to start to shrimp and scoot away, and this will help me follow him, okay? Now I'm going to drop my elbow down on his hip, and I'm going to bring my left hip right to his hip on the other side, swim my arm out for the cross face, and I establish the side control. One more time from a different angle. Starting in a good stance, arms length distance away, keeping my shoulders shrugged. I take a nice deep step with my lead foot, drive all the way through, wrap my hands or lace the calves, trail leg comes up, using my head and explode off my knee. Now using my legs and my head, I drive at an angle and I take my hands, his legs out this way. Going down, I stay connected to him the whole time, driving my shoulder into his stomach, dropping my elbow at his hip, dropping my other hip into his hip on the other side, swimming for the cross face, avoiding the closed guard, and ending up here in side control, ready to attack. One more time. Now we've established a good basic double leg. Now let's look at some different setup variations.